So the idea is you want to capture CO2 from power plant flue gas. It's something that's a major contributor.
This project is related to the development of a plasma-based process for the treatment of perfluoroalkyl substances in contaminated water. Perfluoroalkyl substances are a huge environmental problem. They have been found in drinking water and groundwater across the United States. It has been estimated that billions of gallons of water are actually contaminated with this class of substances. And unfortunately, they have adverse health effects. They cause problems with fetus development, they cause cancer in large concentrations. And the reality is that we have to get rid of these compounds from our drinking water.
Compounds, perfluoroalkyl substances, are surfactants, and surfactants like to be at the interface between the air and the water. It makes them very effective flame retardants, so they are used widely to suppress fires. They've also been used in manufacturing. Teflon, something people are familiar with. These compounds are precursors to Teflon production, so when Teflon's been used in the manufacturing process, these are often released in the environment.
The problem is the very high stability of the carbon-fluorine bond making the molecule. So because of that great stability, no advanced oxidation technology today can actually degrade this compound. So one exception is the plasma technology we have developed here at Clarkson University, which is capable of completely mineralizing this molecule into its basic constituents, carbon and fluorine. So today our system is ready to be scaled up. It's nearly finished, and it's one of the most effective and efficient technologies that is available today for the treatment of these compounds. So far we have 2 students and a postdoc working on the project, and it seems not to be enough. There is lots of work to be left, not only on the reactor design side, but also from the byproduct standpoint and fundamental chemistry and physics that's happening in the reactor. So it's important to understand completely, holistically, the whole process before we can actually introduce it to the
Healthcare MBA is an MBA degree. It's an MBA curriculum applied to the healthcare industry. So what that means is that we have a business focus on managing a healthcare enterprise. So we have a program that's 16 courses long. By course, you can decide whether you want the course online or in class. With our program, it's the same curriculum. The same professors teach in both formats. You don't get a different set of faculty teaching online versus in class. So it's the same set of information, the same classes that you're going to get from all the professors. It's just the different delivery formats.
It was great working while in the program because every night that I went to class, I had work-related things that I could apply to the material. Similarly, the next day when I went into work, I could apply terms, applications, theories. Initially, in my current role managing staff, I have so many new strategies on how to drive change and how to make things, how to lead transformatively rather than just manage people. And so that has been great.
Our faculty are all people who have experience. We don't have any faculty who have just zero practical experience. We've all had experience in industry and healthcare. We've all had professional working business experience doing that. So every single person that they will be taking classes from, the full-time faculty as well as adjuncts and participating faculty, they will recognize have deep experience in the industry, and that pays dividends. Students know that they're being taught by people that know what they're talking about.
Just there's a lot of good, valuable experience within this building of people that have real life stories and examples. So I really appreciate that experience, because they always have a story or something to help you, and I really learn best with that.
I think prior to starting the program, I had some innate ability to lead ideas and maybe some ability to lead people. I think I would have really struggled in my current job role if I wasn't in the program managing staff, because being able to reach out to professors and kind of rack their brains about, this is a situation I have with an employee, this is a situation that I have with a process, how do you think I should move the needle on this? And getting some instant feedback and some mentorship has been really helpful. Different things I've picked up in this program, I've applied them in my day-to-day. It's been recognized and I've been rewarded, and it's felt really good.
I just think it has a very nice community feel to it, and I feel like that tight-knit community, and everyone's very helpful here. And I really like that in my education experience, that I can literally go up to anyone, they're gonna know who I am here.
No change happens without risk-taking, and that's uncomfortable, It's not something you learn at school, maybe a little bit, so one piece of advice, in fact, I'll share it here, is you got to be willing to try things on that you're uncomfortable with, that you have no experience doing. And then, once you've done that, then it's, your ability to communicate, get your facts straight, make your case, build it. Those are all things that are critical. The skill you need to have is the ability to influence people. It's a dimension of leadership, it's a dimension of communication, but to, evince change in any organization, be it, academia here at Clarkson, big company, small company, you've got to frame people's opinion, you got to be able to influence them. To do that, you have to have your own personal confidence, and your managers need to have confidence in you, and I think that's the confidence you earn in your early years in business. I think Clarkson does two things uniquely well. People leave here ready to work. That's it, first and foremost. They are technically ready to work. And my experience in talking with people, they're above average high contributors early on in their careers. So I think those are the two attributes. Technically checked out, critical thinking, problem solving, they've got those boxes checked.
We are thrilled to welcome to campus Dr. Rafael Brass. He is currently Provost and Executive Vice President at Georgia Tech. He's perhaps one of the most qualified academics to come to our campus. He will present a lecture in the new Horizons in Engineering series led by Leah Regal. Is going to talk about Venice, the issues that it faces.
The city of Venice, in a period of the last 100 years or so, started exhibiting increasing floods and damaging the infrastructure of the city and certainly hampering the commerce and operations. So the solution is simply to separate the Adriatic from the lagoon in times of predicted flooding. These barriers are anchored at the bottom of the sea in the inlets. When they are needed, the idea is that they would be floated, not the whole thing, they are hinged, so they move up, hinge around an anchor at the bottom, and that, when they go up, they create a continuous barrier that separates the ocean from the lagoon. What led to the situation we find ourselves now there was corruption. It was human frailty, human failure, accusations of bribes, accusations of people trying to get around the bureaucracy by paying money. But the bottom line is that that has led to not a stop of the project, in theory it's still going, but in effect a freeze, slow progress that endangers the whole thing, in my opinion. Well, I think all of us as professionals should always live by a set of guidelines and values. And those, when it comes to values of honesty and integrity, should never be compromised. We should never shy away when we observe, when we know in fact something is not right, to make a statement.
This is Men's Group, which is acronym for Men's Empowerment Network, and what we're here for is try to get the minority group to become future leaders as well as handle financial business.
We discuss leadership roles, how to be a better leader, how to do everything we can to prosper. It's like a family away from your family at college. It's hard at Clarkson or anywhere in life.
It is a weird thing to say empowering men. However, when it comes to minorities, the media portrays this bad image of us, but they don't show the good side a lot.
Empowerment means to us development. This group allows us to overcome the boundaries that we face every day.
I went from being some kid who was average to increasing my grades to look like some type of representative for a field that is difficult.
We're about just trying to get everyone's perspective, push other members, minorities and Caucasians, and we try to advance in a positive light. for ourselves ultimately, but for other groups as well too. So that's why I believe in